2, 3, 4. Mike and John got it going on. Mike and John got it going on.
Is it the weekend already?
Well, no.
Just about.
Is Friday the weekend?
Kind of.
I mean, is it Friday like noon forward is the weekend? Is it 6 p.m.? Is it midnight? Did you say screw it?
I kind of think it's when Thursday ends.
Okay.
The weekend
So 11:59 p.m. Thursday night.
I think for most
is
people,
the beginning of the weekend.
Especially when you get a nice day, it's kind of like, it's the weekend. The golf course is open. Might as well, things like that.
It's a good
pool's open.
Sure.
Might as well. All right. Have a good weekend.
All right. That's it. Hey, we got a weekend to get to.
Hey, we have Thursday night trivia from last night to get to.
Right.
Here on Mike and John Got It Going On. Brought to you by Jordan Genso, community servant, community realtor, and official Gigo realtor.
Yeah.
We have those gift cards to draw for, right?
That's right. $100 in gift cards to downtown Brighton businesses, courtesy of Jordan Genso, part of his Main Street May.
Pickup this week is at
Culture Beer and Cheese.
Yes, we talked to iCarly.
Yeah.
The other day.
And if you've not been to Culture Beer and Cheese, when you go to pick up your gift cards, you will enjoy.
And mention Mike and John.
Well,
too.
of course you will.
Yes. Why not?
Well, yeah.
All right. So we have to see if anybody got last night's trivia right so they can go in that drawing. So I'll be tabulating.
Well,
I'm a tabulator.
do you need some room or?
Keep it tabulated.
Okay.
So we'll get to the trivia. Yes, I said keep it tabulated.
I was just going to let that go. But
Thanks.
Okay.
Also coming up, your 2-cent history lesson. We'll talk to the great Bonnie Runyan, everybody's favorite great grandma. See what the Runyans are up to for Mother's Day. It is Mother's Day weekend, too, by the way. Still time to shop. Yeah. You know where you can shop? At Cooper and Binkley Jewelers in downtown Brighton. They're also bringing you this newscast.
All right, here's what's going on. A local teen accused of impersonating a firefighter will serve 2 years of probation under the Holmes Youthful Trainee Act following a sentencing on Thursday in front of Judge Michael Hattie in 44th Circuit Court. Ethan Clark, 18, previously pleaded guilty to impersonating a firefighter or emergency medical service personnel in use of a police radio receiver or scanner in the commission of a felony. As long as Clark follows the terms of his probation, the charges will not be placed on his permanent record. Clark was arrested at a structure fire in Unadilla Township in February after posing as a Brighton firefighter, arriving on the scene in a personal vehicle with emergency lights and a siren with firefighting gear. Prosecutors wanted the charges to remain on Clark's record, particularly since he intends to pursue a career in emergency response. Clark said he understood what he had done was wrong and was attending therapy and working to finish school. Judge Hattie agreed. He also noted Clark had been part of a decade-long domestic custody dispute as a child, recognizing that he had a tumultuous childhood. He cited that as a factor for recommending the Holmes Youthful Trainee status. Charges have been authorized against the couple that owns the home off Rensing Drive in Heartland Township, where multiple cats and dogs were removed in April due to unsanitary conditions. Deputies were dispatched April 13th after an anonymous caller said several dogs appeared inside the residence but were never seen outside. Deputies returned later with a search warrant to enter the property and seize the animals for neglect. Upon entry, it was determined the residents were hoarding large amounts of items and garbage to the point that the floor was no longer visible. On the day the search warrant was executed, 3 dogs were removed from the home. The next morning, the owners called and met with deputies. In the time since, another dog and 7 cats have been captured. 2 animal control deputies have visited the home daily with live traps in an attempt to remove additional cats. The couple has not been named or arrested, but undisclosed charges have been authorized against the owners, who are no longer living in the home, and they say they will sign over the dogs and cats. Authorities say they are being cooperative. And Howell is among 8 communities statewide to have been awarded $25,000 to support downtown enhancement and improvement projects. Governor Gretchen Whitmer joined the Michigan Economic Development Corporation on Thursday to announce the 8 communities receiving grants were Rogers City, Grayling, downtown Lansing, Blissfield, Howell, Evert, Adrian, and Detroit's historic North End. The Main Street Vibrancy Grant Program is intended to provide grants of $25,000 to select or master-level Michigan Main Street communities. Howell's grant will be used for a wayfinding sign replacement project, including sign design, fabrication, installation, and maintenance. Howell Main Street Executive Director Kate Litwin said the funding will be instrumental in transforming the wayfinding signage project from a basic navigational tool to a visually captivating experience that will not only benefit visitors, but also local businesses and residents, creating what she said would be a more connected and vibrant community. And that's what's going on.
And news brought to you by Cooper and Binkley Jewelers in downtown Brighton. Still time to shop for Mom. They've got various gift ideas and selections for you. Matter of fact, if you're a Simon G fan, or Mom is anyway, they have the perfect gift from Simon G for that nature-loving mom. You can find out more by stopping by the store on West Main Street in downtown Brighton. Of course, Cooper and Binkley Jewelers doing their part to help you shop, save, and win. Just in time for Mother's Day as well. They've got great savings. Depending on the amount of money you spend, you get to save more. Glad you got that. The breathable water. See, now mine makes noise.
Right.
And yours makes air.
Right.
So
well, because
that's part of the sound effects we can
well,
afford
right,
on
because
this show.
Well, don't forget, we have a podcast audience that listens to us.
Yeah, you can't see everything.
Auditorially.
Ooh, nicely said.
Yeah.
Auditorially.
I don't think I'm not even sure that's a word. Yeah.
That's kind of like navigated.
Navigated's a word.
Navigated's a word. What did I say? Tabulated. That's what I said.
Tabulated is a word.
Tabulated.
Yeah.
All right. So back to Cooper and Binkley
Sorry.
Jewelers. Just in time for Mother's Day. Still time to get your shopping done. Matter of fact, if you spend $300 or more, Mom will receive a special Happy Box.
Well.
And the Happy Box, to find out what it is, just go to cooperandbinkleyjewelers.com or stop by the store and you can check it out. It's a real cool bonus gift from Cooper and Binkley Jewelers in downtown Brighton. Have you ever impersonated a firefighter before?
I have not. Well, when I was 5.
Yeah, I was going to say, when you're playing emergency.
Yeah, sure.
And they weren't really firefighters. Yeah. They were at the fire station.
Right.
But the emergency guys, Gage and DeSoto,
well,
they were not actual firefighters. They were the paramedics, which has led to like EMS. It was a whole new beginning in the world.
It's interesting you say that.
Services.
I just saw yesterday the Brighton Area Fire Authority released some statistics, and according to Fire Chief Michael Bryan, I believe they're in the last year they actually responded to more EMS type calls than fire calls. Like 57% of their calls were EMS related versus
that's interesting.
Fire
I don't know if
related.
it's necessarily a good thing or a bad thing either way.
I think it just is a thing. It's not good or bad. It's just that's what it is.
I mean, less fires is good.
Yeah. Right. Exactly.
Less emergencies are even better. But
I thought that was an interesting stat. Yeah. But in terms of pretending to be a firefighter, it's been a while.
Yeah.
I think I had a Tonka truck at the time. that reminds me. I used to have a Tonka fire truck, and I kind of miss it.
You kind of miss that.
Yeah.
Well,
that was pretty cool.
Your birthday's coming up now, I guess. We'll
Honey,
see if we can find a retro
Father's
one.
Day's on the way.
Yeah,
I know your weekend is this. Yeah. But
we'll bring back the junk table and put the fire truck on there for you.
Okay.
Well, they didn't have these vehicles like kids have today. Those, the battery powered ones that you can kind of roam up and down the driveway on. But I bet there's probably a fire truck version of that.
Yeah.
Or, as you get older.
Oh, God, yeah.
You get the golf cart that looks like a fire truck.
Well, there's that. When you hit the villages,
the villages, or
once you get to the
Webb
villages
community
stage of your life, we were just at a like an antique sale last weekend. It was a big whole thing in Oakland
Antiques, County. Old people buying old.
It
things.
really what it was a mix of crap. Yeah. High end stuff, or when I say high end, like overpriced stuff, like things like, really, you're asking
this
that?
dresser, it's an antique.
I mean, so it was like it was. You saw the whole level. It was like just garbage on a table. Sure. We're just like, hey, I found this garbage. What do you give me for it? All the way up to stuff. But I saw that they had a Chitty Chitty Bang Bang car.
Wow, like a model,
but it was the kind that kids could drive. But
you could drive?
Yeah, it had but it looked older, and I was thinking I
Chitty,
contemplated
chitty, bang, bang, we love you.
contemplated getting in it and driving around, but I was like, well, that's kind of cool.
That was a big car.
So
chitty, chitty, bang,
I
bang.
don't know. I brought that up.
Could it fly?
Yeah.
'Cause
not,
the chitty
not with
chitty
me in
bang
it. It could never.
Pedal faster, Fred.
So-
All right. So we still have the poll going on.
Yes.
The expensive poll to find out what
Well,
beer.
that's a different story. Of course, this is all about Mike and John night, June 1st, Eternity Brewing. We want to see you there to raise money for Walk to End Alzheimer's. And they're making a special Mike and John brew. So we put a poll up on our website, mikeandjohnpodcast.com.
It starts with a pale ale
Yeah.
and ends with the voter's choice.
Right. There's 4 different combinations. Now, yesterday you asked me, on Thursday's show, you asked me, like, okay, where are we at with the current stats? And I went to the poll, and it wouldn't bring up the current stats. I'm like, so we just were like,
There's a few curse words going on in his head.
a few. So we kind of moved on and whatever. So after the show, I go in to investigate. I'm like, why isn't the poll? And so the company that we contracted with was basically like, oh, you've exceeded the number of free responses.
See,
that
this
you're
is why I
allowed.
told you shouldn't be able to vote so often.
So they said, you've exceeded the number of free votes, and they locked down the poll. And I'm like, and so at that point, I was kind of like,
This
maybe
is what happens with American elections, John. You've exceeded your amount of votes.
we need some election integrity looking
Yes.
into this thing, because they locked down the results and they wouldn't give me the results unless I paid them. So I had to break out the Gigo credit card.
Oh, my.
I know.
Accounting's
Our
not gonna be
accountant is
happy with
not
this.
going to be happy.
Heck
In order
no.
to I had to pay a ransom to free the hostage of our poll. There's the thing.
That is something.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
we did what we had to do. So we're going to continue the poll as planned through next Thursday, and then we'll announce the results a week from today.
Hold on. Let's pause for a minute here. Have a
Should I
discussion.
mute?
No, that's okay.
Okay.
We could have. They're not watching right now anyway. We could have just picked the one we wanted and said that was the one that that's how they do it in elections. They just pick the one that the people behind it want to win.
Well, this is true, and frankly,
We wanted integrity.
I was
Okay.
thinking about that. I thought if I could just get the current results, we would just declare the poll over.
but we couldn't.
But they locked them down.
ransom.
So
Okay.
I
So since we paid the ransom,
yeah, and so I was like,
all right, we can continue the poll.
Yeah.
Where are we at right now?
okay. So again, these 4 flavor combinations, and right now leading option 4. This is the lemon, peach, and black tea at 34% now. That's the one I have been.
Stacking the vote for.
I've been doing I've been voting once per day.
You shouldn't be allowed to vote. You really should.
Hey, the candidates can vote for themselves, and I'm just saying
Once.
this is the one
They
I
can
like.
vote once.
Well, this poll you vote once per day.
That's for people who have a lot of time on their hands.
Well, but we want them to have time on their hands on our website.
Got
It's
it.
mikeandjohnpodcast.com. See, we're drawing.
I got to go check that out sometime.
You should check that out. Anyway,
MikeandJohnPodcast.com.
I
you
know,
say?
but after we talked to iCarly from
Sure.
from Culture Beer and Cheese, Carly Lisk, she seemed not so hot
wasn't-
on the black tea.
She was going for number one with the
Yeah.
vanilla in it.
She thought that was the better combination. I mean, now everybody has their own, but we're going to let the people decide. And
Taste buds.
option 2 is next up, passion fruit orange guava with the Scotch bonnet pepper. That has about 27% of the vote.
Hotness.
Right behind it, option 3, the hibiscus raspberry lime zest mint with just under 27%. And then option 1 is in 4th place. That's the lavender vanilla bean lemon zest, 12%. But you can vote once per day. And now we have unlimited votes since I had to pay the ransom fee. So we can do that through.
Whenever we decide to stop.
Well, I think
next week.
the poll is set to run through Thursday. And
We
then
need to
we'll
let Ethan know what the results were so they can start brewing the brew.
Right. We had to give them a week's time. And,
All right. Get
So-
the ingredients all set.
right. So, MikeandJohnPodcast.com. Make sure you go there. By the way, if you go there, you can also hit the merch section.
We have a merch
We
section?
do have a merch
Where you can
section.
buy the new gear just in time
right.
for spring and summer.
That's right.
You know, you're hanging out by the campfire, might need a hoodie.
Right. You know, as you've been driving by on I-96, westbound right before D-19,
I think I saw that.
you might have seen a billboard.
I did.
And you said, wait a minute, that looks like a new logo.
Hark, who goes there?
Okay. It's apparently Shakespeare driving by on 96. So if you go, hey, that's a new logo. You're right. That is a new logo. And you need to have it
Yes, you do.
on your gear.
Out with the old and with the new.
That's right.
Or wear the retro and see it in an antique sale.
So MikeandJohnPodcast.com, you can go there. Go to the merch store. Check it out.
Shirts, mugs,
Yeah.
travel mugs.
Right.
All the fun stuff.
Cool stuff.
All right. In TNT last night, Thursday Night Trivia, brought to you by OG sponsor Firehouse Doors, serving Livingston County for over 25 years with unparalleled service and products. The question read as such. a study identified more than 1,600 injuries annually from this cooking tool.
Wow.
From this cooking tool. 1,600 on average. George said the garlic press.
Really pressing hard.
That's
Right.
for those that press their own garlic
I
and don't
guess,
buy the shaker full.
Well, well, I guess maybe I don't. Like a garlic press is it's almost like a nutcracker. Like you put the garlic in there and you just press it down, unless you get your finger caught in there.
I stay away from nutcrackers.
Lori said meat tenderizer.
See, you could see an injury waiting to happen. You
Those
start
little-
talking, or something comes on TV, or you're watching the Mike and John
Right.
podcast. Whack you! You're trying to beat the chicken, and you hit your hand. I hate when that happens.
Me too.
An electric frying pan, any kind of pan or hot item,
Anything
you
near the
would,
stove,
you would
right?
think
It's
yes.
going to be a problem. Anita answers a question with a question. She said, "Oil, is that considered a tool?"
Well, I guess it's something in the toolbox when you're cooking, right? Putting a little oil on that.
It's more of an ingredient.
Yeah.
but It's not correct either way.
No. A falling cast iron pot, said
Wow.
Karen. That could hurt.
That could be the end of things. I mean, depending.
Here's a good one. Lisa said in this one, I think there's probably more when you think about it. A can opener. For those of us that use can openers anymore, it's not necessarily the can opener that you probably would hurt yourself with. It'd be the edge of the lid that you cut.
Well, now they get the can
Did that
openers with the
before.
big thing, not the little metal.
Oh, that's classic. Twist.
I
and
know that's the
turn.
classic one.
Can't
but
get it to bite down
Right.
tough enough because the lip on the
Now
can
they got
is,
the kind that are like the big knob on it almost, and unless you
or
have an
the
electric.
pull tab. You know that makes.
Well,
it
now
a lot
everything
easier.
comes. Most things come with a pull tab.
Yeah.
Like a Schlitz.
A fillet knife. This is interesting. James said a strainer. You're straining spaghetti.
Well, if it's
or-
the hot water, you could burn yourself.
Okay,
I say,
all right.
if you're not holding it right, or
Go with that.
yeah.
Potato peeler.
right.
See, now that, you could see that, or any type of peeling device. Oh,
Right. Unless you get the
Carving.
Ronco potato peeler. Do you remember that one?
yes.
You put it in and didn't it it's.
It would spin it
Yeah,
for
you
you.
just sort of.
Ooh, that's neat.
That's neat, and it broke after the second potato.
Cougar, our own Susan, said a cheese grater.
yeah.
Yeah, you're trying to get that last little piece of cheese, taking off a few skin layers.
Yep. Been there, done that.
Working in a restaurant. Yep.
Well, this piece of cheese looks interesting. Oh, I'm sorry, that's my pinky.
Yeah, a lot of people said potato peelers and cheese graters.
JD Jeff said a refrigerator.
The old refrigerator accident.
There's a story there. I'm thinking maybe we'll hear it next Tuesday.
Linda said a bagel slicer.
Yeah,
That would make sense.
sure.
I buy the bagels pre-sliced, so all
Me
you have to do
too,
is break
but,
them.
you
A little easier that
If,
way.
if you get the authentic bagels from a bakery and they're not sliced, have you seen the bagels? They got that pointy. That thing could hurt you.
I don't touch a bagel slicer. I buy my bagels pre-sliced.
You live
Or
a safe life.
very careful.
I'm not going out on that edge.
Dawn said a rolling pin.
Yeah, well,
Well, that could be an injury by somebody else inflicting it upon you.
sure. Like
Yeah.
Wilma waiting for Fred to get home.
Exactly. Some people say a couple of oven mitts and hot pads.
Right. I guess maybe not using them correctly and you get burned. I suppose.
They don't come with instructions.
Well, sometimes those you buy. Well, yeah, but sometimes those oven mitts,
they're not thick enough.
They're not thick enough, right? You pull something, like out of the oven, and you're like, "Hey, ah!"
hot.
Yeah,
A couple of people said a mandolin,
right.
not the stringed instrument.
No. I mean,
but
like
a mandolin
the
slicer.
Yeah, that
yeah, I could see that's kind of like a cheese grater in a way.
You're right. You can use that for a number of different ways. Apple slicer, kind of like a mandolin, but Nancy said a turkey fryer. And I know every Thanksgiving, the various fire departments always try to caution you against using
Not
the
a turkey fryer
yeah.
myself. I wonder how John hurt himself with a whisk. There's nothing sharp on that. I get a finger caught. I don't know. Rick said a butter knife.
Right. Wendy said a blender.
A couple of people said Keurigs. Yeah, I don't have a Keurig.
No, we
Never
had one and I got rid of it. I didn't. We're done with it. But I guess when you pull down but you really have to want to hurt yourself.
I guess so.
I'm going to put my hand here and pull it down. I'm not quite sure how.
Joyce said tongs. Maybe a finger injury if you're trying to get the salad. I don't know.
Spatula? Or was that just in stripes?
The Aunt Jemima treatment.
Sorry. Yes. I'm 17.
Really?
Yeah.
You went that high on that?
That's
We had 3 that got it right.
right. Many answers, only 3 were correct.
Barb, Val, and Nate
All right.
all guessed a grill brush.
Right.
The old grill brush injury. 1,600 people annually.
Right. And there's a couple different ways you get injured. One is if you're, the grill brush itself, because it's those metal bristles. But they also say
grill brush sliver.
The thing is that they also say those little metal slivers can fall off into the food. Like they can stick to the grill. You put a burger on there or whatever, and the next thing you know, somebody's swallowing one of those bristles. Yeah. That ain't good.
I'm not coming over to your house for.
I've got the nylon one.
Yeah.
So
John wears nylons when he
grills,
just so you know.
It's quite a look. The neighbors all gather.
It's like he's going to rob a bank. He puts it over his grill with the nylon. What's up with that guy?
What is he doing?
Honey, it's time to move.
Why is he? He's got a spatula and he's. What is he? What?
So this throws a little bit of a wrench into our Pop-O-Matic plan.
Right, because
I didn't realize. I thought we only had 2, but then I saw Nate's.
Does that put us to 7?
That puts us to 7.
See, we originally thought we had 6, which would have been perfect for the Pop-O-Matic because there's 6.
Well, here's what we're going to do then.
Right.
I got the idea.
All right.
First pop is going to eliminate one of the people.
Oh, look at you.
So
yes. All right.
It just can't eliminate the 7th person.
It's an elimination round. Okay, that's right.
No, you know what? We're going to number them 1 through 7. If you pop an odd number, it will eliminate all the odd numbers. If it's an even number, I'm going to number these.
I don't know how this is going to work. But we're going to be left. Then how do we determine the winner?
Oh, don't worry. I'll figure that out as we get there.
All
right.
We'll get there.
So
now, so these are names of all the people that have correctly guessed trivia this week.
Right. Some have won extra prizes.
Right.
Some have just gotten the answer correct. Like, for example, Ryan won the gift card from Starbucks the other day.
Okay.
Courtesy of OG sponsor Firehouse Doors.
So
he's still in.
Right.
I've got the 7 people numbered 1 through 7. If you pop an odd number, all the people with an odd number are eliminated. If you pop an even number, the people with an even number are eliminated.
All right. Are we ready?
I'm ready. Are you ready?
All right.
That's the Pop-O-Matic board.
All right.
Are you going to pop it? No, it's going to be vertical. You have to set it on.
Yeah, you're right. Okay.
Yeah. Horizontal pop. It's kind of like the horizontal bop.
Good song. All right. You ready?
All right. Here we go. 3.
Okay.
So that eliminates Brian, Ryan, Barb.
Sorry, Barb.
And Val.
Okay. Sorry, Val.
All right.
All right. Now what?
Now we pop, and we have the even numbers. All right. So I'm going to read. Everybody gets. We got what? How many left? 1, 2, 3.
What kind of an operation are we running here?
We have 3 people left.
Okay. So what am I doing?
Let me give them a number. So Nate is 3 and 6.
Okay.
Alana is 2 and 4.
Okay.
and Kimberly is 1 and 5.
Got it.
So if you hit either of these numbers,
fair enough.
They get the win.
All right. You ready?
This is highly tech stuff. I went to school for this. Don't ask what school, and don't send your children there. Here we go. A 2.
2.
That's Alana Kula. She had 2 and 4.
Okay.
She is the winner of that $100 gift certificate bag, gift card bag from
our totally above board procedure.
Alana Kulis. Send Ryan his stuff. So there we go.
All right.
Congratulations to Alana, winner of the $100 in gift cards.
Absolutely.
From Jordan Genso, community servant, community realtor, and official exclusive Gigo realtor. If you're going to buy or sell, see Jordan today. Jordan Genso.
248-444-9777, the number to call. And, of course, Main Street May. He's celebrating it each week by making you eligible to win $100 in gift cards to various downtown businesses. And as mentioned, Alana will walk on in to Culture Beer and Cheese to pick up her gift bag with $100 in gift certificates. So,
congratulations, Alana. Don't forget to get your votes in, by the way, for that Mike and John
It's for a
group.
totally above board poll that I had to pay for the results. It's rigged. It's rigged.
Well, the thing is you overvoted.
No,
I think
the
that's
rules
what happened. You overvoted.
No.
You extended your voting limit.
It wasn't just me.
Whoever's trying to stack
I could
the
only
vote.
vote once per day like everybody else.
Well, that's the thing. It should have just been one vote per person. That's it. Then we wouldn't have. You
we
know
were
what? You
trying
paid me
to
the
draw
32.
them to the website. That was the...
Well, how'd he do, the young man?
Well, happy Mother's Day weekend, Bonnie.
Amen.
Yes.
Yeah.
Happy Great Grandmother's Day.
Yeah.
Oh, boy, you know it. You know it. Oh my goodness. I'm really. I know it's going to happen. I'm looking forward to getting a picture of the three of them together.
The 3 great grandbabies.
Yes. I mean, I got individual ones of them all. But I'd like one sitting right here by my old woman's chair with all 3 of them looking at me.
What kind of chair is that?
Old woman's chair.
So what does an old woman's chair look like?
It sits here cluttered with her stuff, her crochet,
Oh.
her knitting, and cards, and her phone, and don't forget this list. And
Oh, yeah.
So you got like a little table next to it, I'm guessing.
oh, I do. And do you know what my table is? My table is my grandchildren's rocking chair when they were
Oh,
crawling.
nice. So you have a table chair that rocks.
Yes.
All right. It's a multi-purpose.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. Now, Bonnie, I don't want to throw a wrench into your weekend here, but a name came across the wire a while back, and it's resurfaced. One Jacob Runyan, 43 years old, from the Ohio area. He and Chase Kaminsky, who's 36, were the two fishermen that won a tournament by cheating, and they've been caught.
Okay.
So Jacob Runyan, any relation?
No, there's no Runyans. And you know, the first thing I tell people when they ask, hey, do you know so-and-so? Is it spelled with O-N or A-N? Because there's a lot of Runyans out there that are spelled with O-N.
See, now the thing is, in this news story, it has it spelled one way and then the other. We have a Runyan with an O and a Runyan with an A.
Yeah, that's true. It does.
And I'm going, okay, which one is it? So that's why I had to see.
Now we don't know.
It was this
You know what,
Lake
though?
Erie fishing tournament where these 2 guys won. They won all this money because the fish that they caught weighed the most, and they weighed them down with lead weights.
Oh, nice.
To make there was a Lake Erie walleye trail tournament, I guess it was called, back last September. And they were
Right.
like, oh, they won all this money and a $100,000 boat, and now they're busted.
Ugh.
Have to do time, give the boat back and the money back.
Well, I don't care how it's spelled. We know that they're not related
I didn't
to Bonnie.
think so, but I wanted to make sure because we can't have your name associated with the podcast if you're going to have kids and relatives like that.
No, there's no way.
You know,
It's like stacking a vote for a beer.
No, right. Anybody that knows me and my family knows.
Yeah.
I mean, remember.
These
Runyan
must be
doesn't-
renegade Runyans. That's what I'm thinking.
It's all word of mouth. I mean, and they're booked solid for the year come spring.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah,
So-
no.
No,
Wow,
no.
I'm glad it
we
didn't happen.
know.
I didn't think it did, but I just wanted to clarify.
Anybody related to Bonnie is on the up and up.
Yeah.
I'm sure you made sure of that.
Either that or then they got the wooden spoon.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, you don't want the wooden
No,
spoon.
you don't want the wooden spoon. That wasn't mentioned as one of our kitchen injury things.
It was. So, was there one Runyan that saw the wooden spoon more than others,
That's right.
Well, I will tell you,
or experienced it?
Yes,
Yeah.
3 boys.
Well,
The baby, which usually I think is the spoiled one.
Yeah.
No. The baby got more spankings than his 2 older brothers did put together with the wooden spoon.
Now, is that bragging rights in the Runyan family, or
yeah. I mean, now is it the?
No, but it's just you do what you're supposed to do or else.
the wooden
And
spoon?
I would make them go get the spoon, bring it to me,
Oh boy.
pat their butt with it, and take the spoon and go put it away.
Oh wow. That reminds me of Eddie Murphy story where
Yeah.
his grandma made him go get the
Go get the
switch.
stick. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, all right then. It's parenting tips for Bonnie.
I don't know if it's legal to do that anymore.
Yeah,
You might have a
keep
jail.
that off Facebook if I were you.
Don't take
That's
videos
why
with that.
That's why you have to start when they're 1 and 2 years old. You teach them the word no,
Right.
and you let them know the consequences of what happens when they don't follow the rules.
Right.
So that by the time they go off to school and somebody says, "Did your mama hit you?" "Oh crap, I don't. No, because she'll beat my butt again."
Right. Well, you're right about consequences. I mean, I hear, by no means am I a perfect parent, as my kids will attest.
No.
But I will be in a store somewhere and I will hear parents that are negotiating with their young children. And I'm always
Right.
like, I don't know that this is a negotiation time. This is a time to shut up and get in the cart.
Absolutely right. I mean, and it's really pitiful out there. Today's world. Here's my phone. Here's $20. Get out of my hair. Here's my laptop. Come on, go.
Wow.
Sit down. I don't have time for you.
Oh, so you weren't supposed to do that?
Technically, no.
The great thing about a child having a cell phone or a laptop is that you can take it away.
Well, that is true. There is some leverage there at times, but at a
Yes.
certain point, they have like a burner phone somewhere stashed in their room. You're like, hey, where'd that come
You're
from?
letting them watch way too many cop shows then.
Right.
It's like, oh, they're using a burner.
It's like
yeah.
taped into the toilet. Whoosh.
Don't worry. I'll call you on my burner phone.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, we've learned a lot of things today.
Yeah, we have.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Bonnie, we want you to have a fantastic Mother's Day and Grandmother's Day this weekend. I hope the whole family shows up.
They are. We're getting together, and you all be blessed as well and enjoy this wonderful weather
Yeah.
that God has given us.
All right.
right.
You do the same, Bonnie. Great talking to you again today.
Okay.
We'll see you next
Bye-bye.
week.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Oh, we forgot to ask Bonnie what beer she voted for.
Maybe she's the one that put us over the limit.
You think so? Drinks are on Bonnie. All right. We're going to do the drawing for the Torch 180.
We're just giving things away left and right
We
around
really
here.
are.
I mean, you know.
Do you want me to hold off a minute? Now?
I don't know. It's up to you. You know what? I'll tell you what. Before we do that, I want to tell you. You know, one of our sponsors, of course, here is Murphy's Family Auto.
Yes, they are.
And you know, your car knows.
Yes,
I
my
didn't know
car
if you knew
does
that,
know.
Yeah. So actually, I took my car into Murphy's yesterday.
Did your car know?
It knew.
It knew where it was at.
Knew. So I was experiencing my brakes were given some sort of weird thing, and I was like, oh, you know what? Give me a brake inspection and change the oil. And so brought it in. Folks over there at Murphy's Family Auto got to it and heard back from Glenn, and he said, hey, we looked at your brake. The brakes look fine. And he said, in fact, you probably got about 10,000 more miles on these brake pads.
20 if you don't stop.
That's true. That's
if you don't use them, you can get a lot more life out
true.
of them.
And the thing was, I'm like, he's explaining it to me, and other places I have been would just say, hey, your brake pads are, you should probably replace these pads. But talking to Glenn, he's like, you know what? He goes, you got about 10,000 more miles on these pads. There's no real need to replace these right now. He goes, you can if you want, but you don't really need to.
Good, honest assessment.
And that's what you want in a mechanic. I mean, so many of us, especially with vehicles these days, bit complicated. We don't know. And you want to have a mechanic that you can trust. Murphy's Family Auto is that place. In fact, giving you the honest feedback to make sure that you are, so that when you do pay for repair, you are paying for a needed repair and it's going to be repaired right. So Murphy's Family Auto, that's the place you can get that done. I am a customer and I give them the 5-star treatment. And when I went in and paid, I got the receipt back. I noticed at the very bottom it said Mike and John discount.
Oh, you got the 5%?
I got the 5%.
Wow.
Now I was like, you know what? When I dropped it off, I didn't say Mike and John sent me.
Well,
But they
shame on you.
gave me the 5% off anyway.
Well, that was nice of them. To do
So
that for
I think maybe I automatically get it since I'm the John and Mike and John.
you are the John.
Speaking of Johns, by the way. So anyway, Murphy's Family Auto, 517-552-3040, murphysfamilyauto.com. Highly recommend, of course. Great place, and we appreciate their support. All
Absolutely.
right, speaking of Johns, we heard from Susan,
All right.
a.k.a. Cougar.
Yes. Cougar in the house.
Right.
Right there.
So
What did Cougar
All right,
say?
here's what Cougar said. She said on the, she live chatted us on YouTube. And she said, "Hey, I was just cleaning some shitters and thinking of you guys.
Oh,
Happy Mother's Day to your special moms in your lives."
well, that was nice of
That
you.
was really nice. I said,
Especially to put the
Yeah.
where she was cleaning.
right. I thought that was
Yeah. Nice touch.
I'm sorry. Did that fall down? Oh, it's a shame. No, but thank you. That was very
Yeah.
nice.
Happy Mother's
of
Day from
you.
Cougar. From the John.
From the shitter.
Yeah. What is that? Cousin Eddie here too? All right.
Hey, who needs radio?
Hey.
We can swear.
Coming up on Saturdays at Torch 180,
Oh.
they've got open mic going on.
All right. I guess we can't swear anymore.
You shouldn't.
We're about to call
I don't think you should have sworn in the first place.
I'm sorry.
You should have edited.
The censors.
On the
The
fly.
censors will catch that.
Oh, will they?
Yeah.
We have censors.
Well,
Spider senses are tingling.
Good morning.
Good morning, Rhonda.
How you doing?
We're doing great. We were just talking about open mic
yeah.
at Torch 180.
Oh
And
yeah.
I know you've had this going on for a while. And can you share with us some of the experiences of
So
the talent?
basically we've done two. We have a gentleman named Paul Richardson who he does flooring. I think is his business, but on the side he does open mics, and so he goes out he's been out in Brighton at the coffee shop a few times, and he just kind of goes all over the place. And so he comes in and he sets up all the equipment. So if people don't, bring your instruments, but he's got all the amplifier and everything, and then we just have people come in and sing, and it's been super cool. I mean, we've had quite a broad range of talent come in. We're working to grow it. And so we just keep, putting it out there and letting people know and letting people who walk in know. And Paul's talking to some of his friends about coming. We've had someone come in and do the spoons. We've had a lot of people sing. Some people have come in and done music that they wrote themselves. And so it's just a fun couple of hours. The people who come in to eat lunch, they seem to really enjoy having the music going on too. So
Oh, nice.
Yeah, have you had any
kind of a
comedians
win-win.
come out or no?
not yet. I've been asking. I have a couple who do it, and I've been asking, but so far no one's been able to make it.
All right.
So-
You never
Well-
know. To this weekend could be the first.
Right, and of course,
Well, it's on the 20th. It's next week.
yeah,
Next week?
So,
Okay.
yeah.
Yes.
So
yes, on the 20th.
and family friendly, of course. When you talk
yes.
comedy, obviously you got to be careful. Mike's a little
You
mad
do
at
it.
me because I used a swear word just before we called you.
Yeah. Two
So-
times.
Oh,
Yeah, so-
oh
I'm going
boy.
to wash his mouth out
Yeah,
with soap when the show is done.
I'm apparently not allowed at open mic, but no, but
But
yeah.
even poets, I love it when people come. I mean, one of my fondest memories was a poetry slam I went to in Ann Arbor one time, and I'm like, I'm just blown away by how talented people are. And so, yeah, we just want to hear everybody, see everybody.
Yeah.
It just makes it a fun time. And I mean, the back deck is open. The deck has been full every day.
Cool.
Someone came in yesterday and she's like, I'm going to sit on the deck. And then all of a sudden she walks back through. I guess I have to sit on the patio because the deck's full. I was like, oh, I guess it is
Well, you
full.
get,
out
you get
there.
beautiful
So-
days like we've had. That's what the
where
deck is
you
for.
start that's where you start a waiting list. Well, for $20, I'll put you on the waiting list.
Yeah.
No,
Reserve your spot on the deck.
Yeah,
There
right.
you
But
go.
that's a good problem to have, and with the weather we've been having,
is.
I can totally understand why
Yeah.
people would want to enjoy that. Now, maybe somebody who might also be enjoying lunch out on the deck
Or the patio.
or the patio or inside, wherever she wants, is Deb Parker, because we drew her name to win the lunch for two at Torch 180.
Yeah, congratulations,
Oh, that's
Deb.
awesome.
Yeah, Deb Parker, congratulations.
Cool.
All right. Today, by the way, Rhonda, since you like poetry, is Limerick Day. So go for it.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, you're-
Okay, so I have to tell you this. When I was in first grade, my teacher taught us about limericks and had us all write a limerick. And so I wrote a limerick, and all the class wrote a limerick, but she loved mine, and she submitted it to a magazine, and it was published.
Wow, you're a published
I was like
lyricist.
7 years old. Yeah.
How about that? Do you still have the magazine?
Well, no, that was in my mom's care. It disappeared. But yeah.
My wife just texted me, Rhonda. I'm supposed to get the flooring guy's number from you.
So
Why, you have an open mic night, or you need flooring done?
Oh, Paul.
Yeah,
Yes.
I need to get Paul's number from you. I'll email
We'll
you
do
for
that
that. So we have a flooring issue. Anyway,
Oh my gosh, he's awesome.
Okay.
And
All
he
right.
sings. So
well, a
How about
singing
that?
flooring guy.
Entertainment.
Well, hell,
Does he slide across the floor in his underpants like Tom Cruise when he's done?
he hasn't done that here yet,
No.
but he's getting more comfortable. So-
all right. So open mic night next Saturday. Yeah, on the 13th.
on the 20th, yeah.
20th.
Or I'm sorry, on the 20th.
Louisiana this
Yep.
weekend. Yep.
Right.
So
All
yeah,
right.
cool.
And congratulations again to Deb Parker, the winner of Lunch for Two at Torch 180.
I'm sure we'll see you soon, Deb.
All right, sounds good. Thanks, Rhonda. We'll talk to you soon.
Have a great weekend.
All right, you
do
too.
the same. Happy Mother's Day.
Thank you.
right.
Bye bye.
Happy Mother's Day to all the moms as we get into our 2-cent history lesson for this May 12th. International Nurses Day today, or National Hospital Day here in the U.S.
Oh, we should have talked to John O'Malley
I know.
today.
We were just ahead of our time.
Yeah.
It's Limerick Day, as we said. National Military Spouse Appreciation Day. It's always the Friday before Mother's Day.
Right.
It's National Nutty Fudge Day, too. Nutty Fudge. Right on.
You know. Man, I saw those guys open up for the
Nutty
Dad.
Fudge.
Oh, they were
There
awesome.
was Vanilla Fudge.
There was Vanilla Fudge, and then there was Nutty Fudge.
Nutty
That was
Fudge.
the spinoff group. No.
I don't like nuts in my fudge.
I mean, I was, yeah.
So,
it's not a
nutless
shot.
fudge.
I mean, if I have a choice between regular fudge,
You have to eat
and-
around the
and
nuts.
Nutty Fudge. I'll take the
And
regular.
you get that walnut by surprise.
But I won't turn down Nutty Fudge. I mean,
William Clayton on this day in 1847 invented the odometer.
oh, what year?
1847.
Wow.
Invented the odometer.
What the hell were they odometing?
Oh, you probably
there?
put it on your horse carriage while you're riding across the prairie. You know, counting miles.
You better bring your horse in. You've
Yeah.
reached up to 60,000.
How about some water for that
You know.
horse? He did 100 miles. It's getting a little parched.
Yeah.
It was on this day in 1965, the Rolling Stones recorded I Can't Get No Satisfaction. RCA Hollywood Studios. Keith Richards had come up with that guitar riff in the middle of the night about a week earlier. Gave the band their first #1 U.S. single. How about that?
And wasn't the story he came up with the riff? He played it into a cassette,
cassette
like a
recorder,
recorder,
yeah.
and then passed out again. I mean, went back to sleep.
Yeah, he dozed off.
Passed
Bam,
out.
bam.
And and then the next morning he was like, didn't remember any of it, but then he played the recording. He's like, oh,
Good
hey,
thing I recorded
that's
that
pretty
in my
good.
sleep.
I'm pretty good in my sleep. I think I'll be knocked out the rest of my career.
There you go. Thieves in the year 2000 stole the gates to Strawberry Fields. The Mercy. What?
I just said that's outrageous.
It really is. The Strawberry Fields gates at the Merseyside, England landmark, of course, that immortalized the Beatles song, were immortalized by the Beatles song.
Right.
The 10-foot high iron gates were later found, where you say?
Where, I say,
At a local scrap metal dealer.
man, that's harsh.
Yeah, it is.
Well, I'm glad they found them.
I don't know if they ever took them back from the
I would
scrap
imagine
metal, but I would
they
think they put them back where they
did.
belong.
It's not a lot to see in Liverpool, so
2008.
they need what they can get. If you don't have the gates.
Everybody's walking in then if you don't have the gates. Singer-songwriter Neil Young in 2008 had a spider named after him.
Oh,
U.S. University biologist Jason Bond, no relations to James. Well, he might have been. Discovered a new species of trapdoor spider and decided to name it after his favorite musician. Neil Young, the spider. And finally, 2012, for decades, people said that the ancient Mayan calendar predicted the end of the world would happen on this day in the year 2012. Learned that
a little late.
it was missing a piece of the calendar,
Yeah. Oops.
and it disproved the calculation.
Yeah.
So now we're here doing this.
Right. So really the end of the world is, let me recalculate.
It'll be a different time.
wait.
It'll
Should we use
The
your
Pop-O-Matic?
math method to figure out the end of the world?
No, I think we're good. We'll let that happen when it does.
Okay. Okay. Just checking.
And that is your 2 cent history
all
lesson
right.
for today.
Yeah.
Did we learn anything? Well, of course we did.
We learned that they stole the gates to Strawberry Fields, but they brought them back. Well, I guess they found them. They didn't bring them back.
They might have brought them back.
I'm assuming they
Took a
brought
couple
them back.
guys that were heavy.
Well, yeah.
And scrap metal is iron.
Well, sure.
Or iron gates.
Yeah. I don't remember that in the song, though. I don't think he sung about iron gates in the song.
I don't think he did.
No.
It was Strawberry Fields Forever. Right?
Yeah. Let
We
me take you down. All right.
That's it.
That's enough.
That's this week.
That is enough.
All right. Have a great Mother's Day weekend. We'll see you on Monday. Or you'll see us. Or maybe we'll wait to see each other. Or something like that.
Thanks, Casey Kasem.
Keep your feet on the ground. And keep reaching for the stars.
All right.
You've been giggling with Mike and John. Tune in next time and giggle on.